Hi guys, welcome to Vlogmas week 2. Change of plans. I was supposed to go into the office today, but that meeting got pushed because the person in leadership that was coming down from our northern office, their flight got delayed, so the meeting got pushed till tomorrow, and so I don't have to go in the office. Glad because it's really stormy and wet outside, and apparently it's thunder and lightning downtown, so it's worse down there. So definitely glad I don't have to get out in that. But that does mean that I don't get to go to the bookstore today, which disappointed in that. The meeting did get pushed till tomorrow, so I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to go or not, because that would involve being in the office for a lot longer than I was planning to do today. So we'll play that by ear. But otherwise, I am just home. I already opened, well, not all my advent calendars. Let's open the marshmallow one together since I opened the other two. We'll see what marshmallow we get. I'm going to guess green tea. Yep, it's a matcha green tea marshmallow. The ones this weekend were cotton candy, which was delicious, and oatmeal cookie, which was also tasty. So lots of fun flavors with these. Well, it's the end of the day, and it's not raining anymore, which is great because I have to go pick up the baby. I had a little bit of downtime today, so I wrapped some presents, and they look fantastic. Now I'm gonna go get a little bit, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. I don't really have a lot of energy for a lot this evening, so I'm probably gonna just curl up somewhere and read, because I read a few pages of my book today and remember why I was really excited about it before I put it down the first time. My baby is in bed. I have brought my book downstairs, and I'm going to try to read a chapter before Justin gets down here and gets situated, and then I think we're going to watch some Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'm going to try to only watch like 2 or 3 episodes and then go back upstairs and work on reading my book. There was a gorgeous sunset tonight, to the point that I had to like stop eating in the middle of dinner and like run out on the porch to take a video of it, because it was that beautiful. You're seeing it right now. Gorgeous. Loved it. This time of the year has the best sunsets, honestly. Good morning. It's Tuesday. I read a good chunk in my book last night. I think I'm on page 50, something like that. Yeah, 63. So I have these flags in there from a previous time that I tried to read this, but I don't remember what the flags are supposed to be, like how many days they're supposed to be. So maybe I'll just try to read the flags each day. I'm not sure. But the last chapter of this was kind of, and maybe that's because I was already tired, but yeah, the writing style was really engaging the first few chapters, and then that last 2 chapters was kind of a little bit of a snooze fest. So the next few chapters are pretty short, like short, snappy chapters. So we'll see how I feel about that. I'm not sure that I'll really get much reading done like during the day today, but we'll see. I did finally make the decision that I am going to go in for the meeting today. So I'm going to leave here I have to take a shower here in a few minutes, and then I'm going to leave here around lunchtime and go grab something to eat on the way in. go to the meeting, and then have another meeting via Zoom that I have to attend before I can leave the office. And then once that's over, I will probably head out of the office around 3:30 or 4 and go by the bookstore, and then I'm going to try to run by Target. So that's my plan for today. We'll see if we stick to it. I may log on and the meeting's been changed again. So yeah, that's my plan. We'll see if we stick to it. All right, well, found my badge, found my laptop bag. Here we go. My face is all red because I have been in the building. So I just left. I was in there for like what, 3 hours? 3 hours? Something like that. So I've been wearing a mask for 3 hours. Which, not actually that bad. So, you know, it is what it is. Especially when it's cold. Because like, it is cold today. And that was great. Kept my face warm. That was a lot. I feel overstimulated by a lot. I did get to go see 2 of my friends who worked in our health services, and then they're getting rid of our health services, which don't get me started. But I got to see them and hug them and find out what they're going to be doing and share pictures of Grayson. So that was really, really fun and just made my absolute day. So, yeah, it was different. I prefer working from home. But it is now 3:30, so I'm gonna go to the bookstore really quick. I might not actually make it to Target. That was sort of a maybe, but I'm gonna head to the bookstore now, do a little bit of book shopping, and then head home. Oh, Simon. I did indeed go to the bookstore. The book I actually went there for was Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune, but they were sold out of it, so they had a ton of The House on the Cerulean Sea, but I've already read that and own it, so I'm going to have to order The House Under the Whispering Door, which I actually, like, I originally wasn't super interested, and then people started talking about it, saying that it is set in like a tea house, and I was like, sold, don't need to do anything else. So now I need to get that. So instead, I just wandered around and I'll show it to you tomorrow because I left it downstairs. The other book I went in there for is this really cool book about the Haunted Mansion at like Disney's Haunted Mansions throughout the different parks that I got for my dad for Christmas. It's super cool looking. I think he'll really enjoy it. And then I saw this, which I've been seeing all over Bookstagram, and was just like shocked that I didn't know this was out. So I picked it up, although part of me is like, why did I get this in hardcover? Because most of her books I have in paperback. And the hardcover looks like it should be a library edition because it's very shiny, which is odd. But I have been hearing great things about this, and obviously I've read everything else that Ann Patchett's read, and her essays are usually really good, so picked that up. Couldn't help myself. And then, yes, I had this on my radar and had considered pre-ordering it, but I was like, just wait, you're buying way too many books at the time I was pre-ordering things. And then I think this got shortlisted or whatever they call it for the National Book Award. Like, I think it's a National Book Award finalist. and they're gonna put a big ugly sticker right here, like one of those non-removable stickers. So I was like, no. And so when I saw this on the shelf, I was like, yoink. And apparently they had just put these out that day. This is by the same author that wrote Alatsaway, and I've been anticipating this one. It's by the same publisher that also publishes Dawn Raid and the last Quintista. I listened to it again. Quintista is how it's pronounced. So gorgeous editions. It was funny because I was saying, like, I really love this publisher, which is Levine Corrado, I think. And I told the bookseller, I really love this publisher. All of their books are so gorgeously published. And she was like, yeah, we just put these out today. And I was like, have you looked under the dust jacket? And she was like, no, why? And I was like, all of their books have gorgeous naked hardcovers. And this one is no exception. I haven't looked at the back of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's got like little animals on the back. And then the other thing about this one is that the end papers, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, are like embossed as if they are snakeskin. So I just, yeah, they publish such beautiful books. I'll get this one. This is the last, I've just forgotten how to say it. Quintista, the last Quintista, and this is what it looks like under the dust jacket. It's so good. Like, they just publish things so beautifully, and the paper is really like hefty. So I was telling my husband that like the books feel heavy because they're just so nicely made. So couldn't pass that up when I saw it. And then I bought the Sandra Boynton Christmas board book for Grayson, which is also downstairs. And then I got home and the mail had come, and this was in the mail from Malaprops, which is Sea State, which I heard about from Simon from Savage Reads. He had talked about it leading up to it being published, about how he was interested in it. And then I believe he recently read it and really enjoyed it. It sounded like he thought it was great. So I had pre-ordered that from Malaprops, and it came in today. So I got 3 books for myself today when I meant to only get one, and none of those were the one I meant to buy today. So there's that. This book. So I am like 70 something pages in. Yeah, almost 80 pages in. I'm definitely going to give it another 30 pages, but I'm not loving this, which sucks because I was really liking it in the beginning, but there's just something about it that's like, one of the things the author does is talks just like unnecessarily flowery. So there are just passages where it's like, what was the point of that? The last line of this chapter is, she was a dry leaf withering a gentle breeze, as if it were a harsh wind holding with everything fast to a tree. Like, it's just, what? Why? I guess I'm going to give it to the next pink flag. And if I'm still not captivated by it, if it's still not holding my attention, then we're just going to DNF and move on. There's too many books in the world. So we'll see where we land on that. I'm going to try to read a few more pages before I go to sleep, I think. And then tomorrow's just a normal day, which I'm looking forward to because I'm honestly exhausted. Social interaction, just so much of it. And yeah, it drains me. I'm absolutely an introvert, so tomorrow I'm just gonna be in my own space and it will be nice. So hopefully the tea advent calendar has something delicious and comforting in store for me in the morning. I did say I wanted something comforting, so Pride and Peppermint fits that bill, but it also doesn't have caffeine, so this is gonna be for this evening. Yesterday's tea was also an evening one. It was caramel shortbread, and that was actually really great, so I enjoyed that while sitting by the fire. So I'll probably do the same with Pride and Peppermint tonight. But this morning I'm obviously going to make some caffeinated tea. Officially DNFing this. Hate to say it, but what was so bizarre about this one is that there were moments where I was like, oh yeah, this is getting good. And then just as quickly, the next chapter was like, I cannot slog through this. And it just alternated like that. And I got to the point where I was like, no, I'm not interested. Like the whole premise of this is basically that these two girls well, they're grown women now, have been raised by one woman their entire life. They were told that one of them is that woman's biological daughter, and the other one is the daughter of a woman who didn't want children and wanted to just like travel and be free. And they were born on the same day, and their birth certificates say that the person they were raised by was their mother because they had a home birth and all of this. And they have the same father. And that part is just creepy, like the way that it is presented. I mean, yeah, it's like there's nothing, if that's your jam, polyamory is your jam, that's great. But the dad in this is a real scumbag in that, like, when he finds out that they're both pregnant, he just like leaves that day, and he's a scumbag of a father. Like the whole opening scene is just him basically saying like, hey, I got somebody else pregnant and it feels like this is my first child, and I just want you guys to understand that I want this to be my reality, so bye. And like it's all, and that all happens pretty quickly, so like that's none of that's spoilery. But yeah, this book's kind of infuriating. The characters are all not in any way, shape, or form likable and make stupid decisions. And yeah, no, there's a lot of just despicable people in here. So that, coupled with the fact that there were passages that were just almost incomprehensible in their flowery language, I am just done. This is not a book for me. So putting this one down, moving on. I'm actually going to move on to this one, The Grand Sophie by Georgette Eyre. Heidi from my reading library said that this one was a lot of fun, and I want a fun book right now. So this is what I'm going to be reading, along with, I'm going to try to, maybe today, just dash through the 26th Animorph book so I can get that out of the way. And those are usually pretty quick reads. So those are the two books that I'm going to be reading. The plan for this evening is to finish this in one go. So I've read 33 pages of this, which is almost a quarter of it. So I'm gonna alternate reading this and doing something on my computer. So I'm going to, there's a couple of YouTube videos that I want to watch. So I'm going to watch a YouTube video, and then when it's done, I'm going to read another quarter of this, and so on and so forth until I finish this. So I'm going to, not going to bed until I finish this. So it's already almost 8 o'clock, so gonna get a move on. This was a great choice because this is so good and weird, and I only have like 35 pages left, so I will definitely finish this. It's intense and crazy and weird. Like, this is what I read these books for. This is one of the good ones. I'm on page 120 of this one book, 145 page book. And I think I just saw my life flash before my eyes because I was just sitting on the couch by the fire with my 2 cats, minding my business, and then I glanced up from my book, and I shit you not, there was a wood roach this big on the ceiling. My husband likes to tell me that wood roaches and cockroaches are not the same thing, and that while they're disgusting, they're not cockroaches. They're still roaches, and they're horrifying. I was pulling couch cushions over my head, and then I just straight up, the floor is lavaed my way out of that room as soon as Justin took hold of the situation. I may read 4 Animorphs books because I may never sleep again. Well, I finished that Animorphs book, and it was really good. It was one of the better ones for sure. Anytime the Elamist comes in, it's always interesting. So yeah, I'm officially at the halfway point of the whole series. That's including all of the side books in sequence. So at the halfway point, one day I'll finish this whole series. Anyways, it's 10:20, but I have so much adrenaline right now because of that frickin' bug that I think I'm gonna try to watch some YouTube videos to calm down because I don't know. I'm gonna do something because I'm not sure I could fall asleep right now if I tried.
And my next step doesn't come back down at a normal rate. I take a tiny jump.
The camera does not do this justice. Sky is crazy gorgeous this morning. Wow. So pretty. Hello. I think this is the first time I've like talked to you. Not sure. The sunset you will have seen before this was absolutely incredible this morning. Yeah, just out of this world. I vastly prefer sunrise to sunsets, and this one was a glorious sunrise. So I'm getting ready to go have lunch with Justin, but it's been a busy day today, so yeah. Hello. We went and got the most delicious hibachi that came from a drive-through. Like, it was so good that yeah. Mine had steak, and it was better than some steakhouses I've been to. We also had to return something to Target, so we ran by there during lunch. And Target has this Target X Lego collection. This is a little Christmas tree from just their normal toys, but this sweater is so cute. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it now. It's got these cool like nibblies, but it's like a great color, and it's soft and baggy, and I love it. I got that for me. Love a good soft sweater. And then in 3T for next year, I got this little shirt and this little blue nubbly sweater. And then this is for now and for next year. It's like a little beanie, toboggan, whatever people call these. But yeah, and then I ordered 2 other things online because I couldn't find them in our Target. But yeah, this sweater I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Oh. No. Oh.
Hello from this gray lump in her gray chair. I'm here with Simon, who tried to take a little stroll outside today. Justin went out the front door with Grayson on his shoulders, and I guess the door caught, and Simon got out, and by the time he got back down with the garbage can, Simon was standing on the sidewalk looking terrified. And so he said, I set the baby down and ran after Simon. He said, I thought, Simon moves a lot faster than the baby. Are you my best boy? You are. That's a good place for you. Can you see Simon over there? It's so cute. Oh. Maisie girl.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Train fall down.
Can try down? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's Friday. Thank goodness. It's Friday. And I'm ready for it. It's another rainy day outside. So hopefully the advent calendar has something cozy in mind for me today. It is, what time is it? It's 7:30, so I should probably get a move on if I'm gonna make any tea or breakfast. And feed these cats. This is the most infuriating IKEA project I think I've ever assembled. And I've assembled a lot of IKEA furniture in my day. But these are the most unclear instructions and also the most annoyingly useless things. Like, these are tiny plastic clamps that screw into the sides of the boards to hold the shelves. But so far, I've gotten one in. The rest of them they just wobble and fall out. And the one I have in isn't even straight. I hate it. I didn't show you the finished product, but I finished building the play kitchen, and it's super cute. I only had one like major mishap, which is that I got to the end and it was asking for 4 long screws, and I had 2 long screws and 2 medium screws, and I don't know where I put 2 long screws that should have been 2 medium screws, that it worked, but it did, but it wasn't actually that big of a deal, because of the space was not, yeah, it worked just fine. So that's hiding in Justin's closet in his office until Christmas, which is in 2 weeks. Wow. And that's it. I'm tired now. I'm gonna try to read my book. I haven't read any more of this since the other night, so I'm going to try to at least finish the chapter that I was reading. Actually, today ended up picking this one up because I've been meaning to read it since I got it last year, and I started it and then just like work got out of control, and then I put it down, and then I was just never in a nonfiction mood. But today I was like, you know what? I really want to read this by the end of the year. And so I'm going to make the time to do it. And basically, if I read, I only have to read like 10 pages a day to finish it by the end of the year. But I'm going to try to read one of the chapters a day, because with these types of books, I like to read them, like to pace myself in reading them so that I am actually focusing and learning, because that's the whole point. So, yes, I will be reading this the rest of the month, along with whatever fiction books I'm reading. Good morning. It's Saturday. I can hear tiny little feet downstairs. Yeah, it's supposed to be stormy and gross today. I think we're going over to my father-in-law's house to help him decorate his tree, which would be an absolute disaster with Grayson, but it's what he wanted, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, so that's the plan, and everything else is just gonna happen as it happens. I think I am gonna try to do some reading while kid naps. God. Oh, I was gonna make boba today. Yeah, I may still do that when he goes down for a nap. We'll see. It's just gonna be a day. What is that? Yeah.
Watching Mommy scratching.
And who's this?
Mommy.
Yeah. And what is this?
Grandma.
It's 7:30 at night. It's been a long day. I think I have a little bit of just like randomness that I took clips of that you will have seen before this, but on the whole, I did very little actual filming today, vlogging today, whatever you want to call it. Which, to be fair, we're just basically chasing Grayson around all day. We went over and put some ornaments on my father-in-law's tree, and it was actually less chaotic than I thought it would be, so that was nice. We had some Panera bread for dinner, which was tasty and comforting. Apparently there were some pretty rough tornadoes in, I think Kentucky was where was most hard hit. We did not see a lot of the severe weather. There was like a period like around 9 to 11 where it was a little dicey. Like the wind sounded weird, and there was a lot of heavy rain, and it was going like genuinely sideways. And we just took Grayson and went to the basement for a little while. But yeah, we didn't see the severe weather that those other areas saw overnight, and then I think some today as well. So thankful for that. For us, it was just a wet, dreary, low-key day. And tomorrow we are getting family pictures for the, well, second time if you count the porch sessions that we had right after Grayson was born, which He hasn't even, he did not, like, those pictures do not even look like him. It's the weirdest thing to look at because he was such a shriveled little raisin. But we are gonna, yawning already. We're gonna go to this farm that has a greenhouse that's really close to us and do pictures there, and we'll see how it goes. I already forewarned the photographer that Grayson is not a sit still and take pictures kind of kid, so I understand that that it's going to be mostly candid, which is what I like anyways. So hopefully we'll get something that I like out of those. She's an incredible photographer, so I fully believe that we will. But yeah, so that's the big thing tomorrow, and that's at like 4 o'clock. So the rest of the day is just going to be hanging around. What are you cleaning up?
Cat fish. Cat and mugs. She's work.
That's very helpful, thank you.
Cat over. Thank you.
Good morning. It's already been quite the morning. Also, you know, it's not Vlogmas if I don't have a giant zit on my face. Slash, you know, we have pictures today. Why? Simon. Uh-oh. Here comes a little gremlin. Simon threw up everywhere, and it was disgusting. He eats both his and the rest of Einstein's food and then just throws it up everywhere. This little nugget. Excuse me, sit down. No, we're not climbing on the table. As I was saying. So it's been a morning so far. But getting my tea going. Actually, this one is the one I got yesterday, which was Imperial Gold Buds, which is funny because I had it the day before. And then today I got Stash Holiday Chai. And yesterday I used chai to make a chai latte because that's what I wanted instead of just a straight black tea. So if those two had been reversed, it would have been perfect. But we're gonna make yesterday's tea today. So I'm curling my hair. It looks crazy right now because it has to have time to fall. But I'm listening to The Last Quintista, and there's just a part where like some of the kids are remembering things, like, but they think they're part of a story. And one of them said, I liked the part where they helped the homeless after the great pandemic in the 20s. The 20s. Like, the 20s are the 1920s, but I guess when you're thinking sci-fi, the 20s are the 2020s. Just made me feel real old. Ooh, what is happening here? Here's a little wild, I'll be honest. It's gonna be something. Well, here I am looking less fancy. That was a little bit of chaos. That poor photographer was running behind by like 20 minutes, and then we got in there. Grayson was kind of cooperative, and then she was taking pictures of just me and Justin, and we looked away from him for like 45 minutes. I mean, not that long. 45 seconds. And he climbed a tiny ladder and broke a pot. Our tiny Destructo child. He's so mischievous. I felt so bad. He like straight up shattered that pot. And like when the photographer turned around, he was like on top of the ladder, like So hopefully we got some good pictures. I think she said it was like a 3-day turnaround time, so if we did, then I'll try and show you some of them next week, but who knows. Um, but yeah, so then we drove through our neighborhood and looked at Christmas lights. We saw this monstrosity, which somebody taken Christmas a little too far, and then came back and put the little one to bed. So, yes. All right, well, I'm here with my the remnants of my evening tea. I made the caramel shortbread and put a little bit of soy milk in it. It was delightful. This is the end of another Vlogmas week. It's going by so fast. If you stuck around for this whole vlog, then props to you. This is... I couldn't figure out a better way to do this than them being long, because I don't want to edit small chunks. I didn't want to have like 10 vlogs. I wanted to just have one for each week. So apologize that they are long. Get yourself a beverage and a snack, because the next one will probably be longer. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I will see you next week.